Hey y'all. So if you are on my lives with me, you know that we're gonna do double videos this week. We just did why women don't earn money the same way and don't the hustle culture is like a drag. So in this video, this one isn't as long as the last one. We're talking about motherhood, money, and the nervous system. And breaking generational scarcity, right? Have you ever noticed how money stress doesn't affect you, right? It affects your home, it affects your children, your energy, your whole being, okay? Many women inherit more than traits, they inherit patterns of scarcity, patterns of stress, patterns of overfunctioning and under earning. In this week, we're talking about how to break those patterns, regulate your nervous system, and start building wealth in a way that doesn't compromise your health, your energy, or your family, right? So let's start with the hard truth. Your money mindset is not all yours, right? If your mother, grandmother, or father struggle financially, most likely, or argued about bills, stored anxiety, and about money in subtle ways, your nervous system may have learned money is stressful. We don't ask for more than we have, and financial security is always at risk. This isn't shame, it's biology. Emotional stress and trauma can imprint across generations. That's why some women feel an invisible ceiling. Even when opportunity is available, their body freezes, fawns, or overfunctions in ways that can keep them small. Stress hormones live in your body. I've said this already, not just in your mind. You get tight shoulders, you start breathing shallow, your racing heart beats, boom, 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 boom. You get knots in your gut. Okay, all these physical cues signal danger, even when the danger is a spreadsheet or a negotiation. We can't outthink what our bodies hold. It's just impossible. Like, it's so funny how we think we can outsmart our body, and we don't take what trauma does to our bodies and our minds. And I find it funny that the black community runs away from therapy, and therapy is needed for some of y'all, some of us, right? We can't outthink what our bodies hold. Regulating your nervous system first is the only way to make clear, empowered financial decisions. Check in on your body. As I said before in another video, pause for a minute, breathe. Check, is your chest tight? Is your jaws clenched? You need to calm. You are dysregulated. Another thing to do is you can just shake it out, dance, just move your body, go for a walk, get some fresh air outside, you know. Here's something most mothers don't realize though. Children mirror the nervous system patterns they observe. Lord of mercy. If I tell you I have 3 kids now, my first, she's 4. And I'm trying my best, y'all. You know when you have a preparation, like, yeah, she's doing great, by the way. She's doing great. But it's just like, damn, I want my kids to be better than me, you know? And I really didn't know. No one taught me how to regulate my feelings. I was labeled as an angry black child, you know? And growing up, I was like, I'm not being treated well because I'm being labeled as this angry person, and nobody taught me how to regulate my feelings. They just taught me no, but never taught me the why. And I grew up with that, and I realized that thing hurt people. So then I decided I need to get help. Me thinking, yeah, I've done all of this work, and this is where healing takes on its practice, y'all. Your kids, these kids, hold on. I do. Yeah. I didn't want y'all to see the bottle, but I've been talking for a good minute. So, as I was saying, my daughter, when she gets upset, growing in a Caribbean household, speaking back isn't like the greatest thing to do. But I'm allowing my daughter to speak, and I am allowing her to realize reprimanding, how to talk to people, obviously, and to be respectful. And giving her voice, allowing her voice to speak. Because as I realized, like teenagers or me growing up, I felt guilty for even vocalizing my thoughts and feelings. Like, if you're treating me bad, I should be allowed to tell you that you're treating me bad. And most adults know that they're treating you bad and don't want to hear it. I remember there was one time I was so upset and I was journaling. I had a diary from ever since, and it really helped me. It's been helping me for a very long time. And I was given a phone. And for some reason, my mother checked the phone, but it was my phone. It was her phone, but she gave it to me just in case, she had to call me or whatever. And I've been using the phone. And she has this thing where she asks me to use my phone because she's trying to check if I have like things in there that I shouldn't have, like if I'm talking to any boys or whatever. She just tries to do it under the sly and think I didn't know. So therefore she goes and she reads my diary, my journal, my notes in that phone. And it was just me venting. It was just me saying, I don't feel like I'm loved by her. I don't feel as if I'm treated fairly. I feel like I'm just a babysitter. There was other things in there that I just talked from my heart. And if you know me personally, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. And if you feel like you can't come to me and talk to me, then I'm sorry. I can't help how I feel and I can't help how you feel. Why can't we come together and talk about it? Anyways, as a parent, she was offended. I got slapped for it. And it made me shut down. And a lot of women grow up in situations where they feel as if they can't speak. So this is my advice for you. If you are a mother, hear me clearly, y'all. You must allow your children to speak to you the way that is respectful, obviously. But sometimes the truth isn't respectful because what you were doing to these kids isn't respectful. And in order for you to get to that end goal, it's going to look ugly first. It's not going to look pretty. And a lot of people mistake that healing and all of this stuff is pretty. It's ugly. Your kids are going to mirror you. They're going to show you the things that you have been suppressing and hiding all this time, y'all. And I used to see videos of kids just spazzing out in the like, for example, going to the store, Walmart or whatever, or go to a supermarket. And there was two examples I saw. There was an example of the parent who took their child from the environment and told them, listen, if you do not stop this right now, we are going home and you're not going back inside. Calm. The other parent, silent, letting it fester, letting the anger. Obviously, yes, sometimes you would have to ignore the tantrum. But in a public space, the child doesn't understand that they're in a public space. And they're surrounded by all of these colors and all these distractions. And we're realizing that that's a really big emotion for them. They cannot just shut it down. So in order for them to contain composure, you have to remove them from the situation. And there's just other things that I needed as a young kid for me to handle my emotions that could have really helped me raise my kids right now. But I'm learning everything on my own. And one of the major things is emotional regulation. And I feel like I got so much money. When I start working, I start making good money. And I was just like, why can I withhold this good money? Why is it not staying, And one of those things was emotional regulation, trading, emotional regulation. And once you start being like, oh, okay, this can't bother me. I can't give these little things so much energy. is what I'm saying. You know? Excuse me. So every calm, grounded, confident choice you make around money is a lesson for the next generation. See, I just said that. You will have moments of panic, scarcity, or overreacting. That's human. Here's the difference between repeating the pattern and breaking it. Repair. Repair looks like pause after a stressful moment. Speak calmly to yourself. This is a big one. Speaking calmly to yourself. This is stressful. I am safe and I am capable. You're not trying to hide it like the kid in the supermarket. You're not trying to hide that this is a stressful thing, but you are talking to yourself instead of focusing, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so mad at this kid. You just accept that you're stressed right now. We both stressed. You crying, I'm crying. But we got to buy these vegetables because I got to go home. We wasted gas to get here, you know? We're not playing like so we don't know why we come here for, you know? And some people don't have the option, but they have to bring their kids to the supermarket. Okay? It's not every time you get to leave the kids at home. Right. Either way, if children are present, narrate repair in real time. Yo, I just saw a video of Kelly Rowland and Sarah Jakes. And Kelly Rowland says she prays when the kids start acting up. I took that. I ran with that. And I did it the other day. And my daughters looked at me like, that's new. Why ain't she cussing? This is what we're supposed to do. This is the loop. And I tell you, after that, it's been good. I'm not going to lie. We're on 3 days now. We might have a tantrum or a breakdown some days. Tomorrow, maybe. You know. But, and then Sierra said, oh, that's good. But after you pray and say, Lord, these kids got me up. You don't have to say that if you don't cuss. But give me the strength and the vision to carry through, because I don't know who this child is talking to, you know, and let the kids pray after that. Let them see what they got on their minds, you know, when they're going to bed. Ask them, what's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? How was your day? See, these conversations are good, but in stressful situations, regulating loudly really helps them understand how to regulate themselves, and eventually when they get older, they don't need to do it loudly. They can just do it internally. Okay. One of the ways is mom felt worried, but we're safe. Let's solve this calmly. And not every time it's going to be like this, but trust me, when you do say it out loud and catch yourself, they'll be like, oh. They start feeling like this is a both of us thing. This is no longer my thing. This is mom's thing. Because mom's feeling something. And I'm feeling something. You know? Repair is a nervous system literacy in action. Repair teaches your body and theirs that money stress doesn't have to control life. I don't argue about money anymore around my kids, okay? Because I realize it's not helping the situation, okay? It's not good, because now they're going to feel responsible for my well-being because I'm saying stuff about money. Me and my partner, we don't do that no more. If we're going to do that, we text. Yeah, like, you don't understand, nigga. This the, you know? We don't do that. So here are some regulated actions to create sustainable financial growth. Automated savings. You don't have decision fatigue. You batch budgeting in a calm state. You're visualizing abundance without panic. You're celebrating small wins to train your brain to notice wealth. Negotiating and pricing from a regulated body, not a stressed one. Notice these habits do not require force. hustle or exhaustions, they require consistency and regulation, right? A simple daily ritual could be sit or stand with your feet grounded, place hands on your abdomen and your chest, and inhale slowly and exhale long. And repeat 3 times. We've done this in the previous one before. Visualize inherited stress leaving your body with the exhale. I do this every time. Everything that I'm worried about. Visualize confidence, flow, and financial safety filling your body with each inhale. You can add journaling to this. Write down a financial fear you are releasing today. This ritual signals safety, capacity, and control, the core of building maternal wealth, right? Now, breaking generational scarcity is not about perfect budgeting. It's not about earning more faster. It's about regulating your body first. So your decisions, your visibility, and your money flow are grounded, you know? So this week, I want you to notice inherited money patterns, okay? Practice somatic regulation before financial decisions. Repair moments of financial stress. Create micro wealth habits from safety and not panic. So if you're going to check your bank account or you're going to open a bill, breathe. Just breathe, man. Breathe through it. Practice. Keep your body. I'm safe. You know what I'm saying? I got this. I'm stressed, but I'm safe. Right? And we're going to deal with this. All right? It's either you can deal with it or you cannot deal with it. But there's no way you should feel so stressed about this situation. Just figure out how to deal with it. You know? The world won't end. Okay? So remember, y'all, I have a worksheet below that you can work on that will help you, understand where you are right now and analyze all the good things that we just talked about in this video and an overview. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me, and then people on the live, thank you so much, and I'll see y'all in the next video.